Let's put an end to this experiment and penetrate this 20mm IFV armor right now. Hi, Caliber Mayhem. I'm making my canned goods from my summer harvest, and you know what is it? This is a special can opener for this armor container with MDZ, the high explosive incendiary bullet of instant action, for today's Destined single-shot anti-tank rifle that you've been waiting for so long that I took the rustiest sample from 1945. Especially for you. The weather's changing. This means there will be rain, storm, and all that, which is the perfect fit for this fearsome gun. So, this is the PTRD of 1945, and this gun is so old and so rusty, I'm afraid it might blow up in the end. But we've pulled it out, and I do not know what is coming up. We've got the two types of armor for today, the high explosive incendiary bullet of instant action, look at this gorgeous head, and the B-32, the armor-piercing incendiary. Compared to AK-47, which got only 2000 joules of bullet energy, this bad boy had 35,000 joules. The muzzle velocity is 1000 meters per second, and the barrel length is 53 inches. This bipod has been welded back for many times, which makes me think that the recoil of this gun simply breaks it, for they were broken for many times, obviously. What will happen to my shoulder or my collarbone? After all, there were many cases when they came to a complete... The complete absence of a cheek weld tells me that perhaps I should say "do svidania" to my cheek. And to be honest, I might even use a rope to fire from it. The impact of both bullets, B-32 and MDZ. I will shoot latter into the left part of the stone, and the B-32 into the right part of the stone, and we will see the difference. According to specs, the PTRD should penetrate with 14 and 5mm round, 20mm of armored steel. This one here, for this is an infantry fighting vehicle armor, the BMP-2. But I also got 3 pieces of regular steel, also 20mm. Will PTRD peel through them? We shall see. A lot has changed since the last time it was used for its intended purpose. That's why everything here is flimsy and shaky. But I hope the corrosion isn't that big of a deal, and it won't blow up when I will fire with it. But bipod tells me otherwise. This thing doesn't look encouraging either, and well, you can apply a razor blade to an absent cheek welder for a real Russian experience. And well, I'm not really fond of this broken bipod. I will fire with MDZ into the left part of the stone and with B-32 into the right part of the stone. High explosive incendiary bullet of instant action sounds cool, of course, but 76 years have passed since the gun's last application. It might not fire at all, especially in the hands of an experienced person. And that is me. And I'm as cool as a cucumber, and this thing is so shaky. Why the f*** I'm the only one who suffers from this? The PTRD should penetrate 20mm of armor, but it doesn't cut through sandstone, and well, I thought it would. The problem is that MDZ instantly explodes and should not penetrate much, for it should incinerate the target. Not impressed at all, to be honest, guys. Either the gun is tired, or I should load B-32. Now I will fire with B-32 armor-piercing incendiary round, and we shall see if it's possible to cut through the sandstone, or at least to make an impressive hole.
Are you ready?
Whoa, that was a heck of a recoil! Holy heck, Alex! What? You got hit by the shots too? So, we have a significantly different result over here. I fired a B-32 round and cracked a solid chunk from this stone. This means you can hide from PTRD behind thick rocks and stones. The menu for our anti-tank rifle consists of 6 meals. But we will make it double for the first one, for it might devour them kinda quickly. 2 plates from the Class 3 West, by the Ghost standard, and the self-made armor from the Finnish door. Let's put them together and shoot. 6 B-32, the Class 4. Granite 4, the Class 5. The enormous piece of the 20mm regular cold steel, well, of course I've got many of those, and the piece of the infantry fighting machine armor, the IFV. 2 plates from Class 3 West and the Finnish door. Will a 14.5 rifle penetrate them? MDZ makes a first devastating hit. By the way, the plate looks like it is twinned. I hit the first plate and I had a small stone over there. I made it so you could see the penetration in slow-mo, separately. But I've forgotten that we've got a centuries-old stone over here, so it hits the stone, the second plate, and over there it stays. And the final plate takes some minor indirect damage.
Пожалуй, придется притащить еще одну пластину второго класса и поставить их вместе вот так, без камней.
So, for the sake of the experiment, I'll place them together. 3rd class of armor, something like this. I'll try to land it somewhere here. By the way, a very accurate gun. I hit exactly where I aim. And I haven't even tried B-32. Let's try MDZ one more time. The instant action incendiary. I hit the middle part of the first plate. It cracks, it flies away, and leaving its shards all over the place. The bullet hits the second plate over here, leaving a substantial dent. But the Finnish door remains intact. Is it really impossible for PTRD to penetrate the 2 plates of 3rd class of armor? Well, I found another plate of Class 3 West. We'll load a B-32 armor piercing. Even my headphones fell off me. Little stones turn into dust, just like the 2 plates of Class 3. First, second one, no doubt about that. But Finnish plate remains intact. What does it tell us? Perhaps the Finnish plate is much more durable and is not that simple, not at least how they told us when they bought it. So, let's leave it behind and load something more. We have our first controversial outcome, boys. And what will happen to these ceramic plates Class 5? Let's see. I will load B-32, for it is meaningless to shoot with MDZ. I was almost blown away.
Надо же, а?
Here's the first plate, penetrated. Here's the second plate, also penetrated. Here's the third and ricochets away. No penetration from behind. So, if someone would wear a 3-layered thermite armor, he'd walk away like nothing happened. How do they call it? Behind the bar impact. The thing that breaks all in the parts of a dummy, of course. Well, if you know what I mean. Didn't think he would make it through. So... behold the result. According to specs, PTRD should penetrate 20mm of armored steel. We have one of those over here, but first of all, let's test regular cold steel. We'll put these two plates together, also 20mm. So, take a look. The second plate haven't even moved. The bullet hits the first one, and the ricochets to the right. The problem might be in the shooting angle. Maybe it's not that right. What if I will lay on the ground and shoot a direct shot again? No! It's a misfire! Oh well. Alright. One more try. The first piece is a little bit thinner than the second one, so you see the result. The bullet is stuck. And does it mean this is a regular steel? I'm not sure about that. Let's put an end to this experiment and penetrate this 20mm IFV armor right now. The IFV was fine, and its steel is much more better than the previous one. I've placed it as close as I could, so no ricochets and no amortizations may impact. You make a direct hit and you walk away free. It became a bit more tighter. This 20mm armor has a pretty good dent. But this is not a penetration at all. And above, everyone else talks about piercing through. Upon the shore you smell the tanky salt of breezes cleansed by waves. And you believe as you are free and life only begins. Alright, I've got another misfired round. Let's try this one as well. Maybe previous round wasn't right. Truth be told, this round is 1488mm and not 14.5mm. So, who of you will write down in the comment section below why it is marked as 14.5 and not 1488? This is genius. You misfire the first one, but then you shoot it again. The Soviet weapon at its finest. The outcome is one and the same. The PTRD does not penetrate 20mm of IFV armored steel. The first one is 40 years older than the other. The saddest part here is that our ancestors are long dead, but PTRD is still firing. I've always dreamed of shooting from PTRD while standing, but my arms are pretty short, so I'm not able to hold and shoot it simultaneously, unfortunately. So guys, a little life hack for you. I've just figured it out. Oh, it's so hot. I take this belt, I tuck it in, because this thing is very hot.
3, 2, 1.
Not bad. This is a fine thing.